5 minutes time. Get excited.
Oh no, I'm just making stuff up here. What's the year? 26, yeah.
Welcome to the Floorball WA Grand Final day for the 25-26 season. We currently have
Marty gave you the briefing.
myself, Ryan Alexandrakis, and with me,
Alex Crouch. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
we are about to commence our game. We have just over 3 minutes before the start of the match here for the Men's Division 2 Grand Final. And with us we have the Pirates Black versus Pirates Blue.
Yeah, so if you are watching along to the game, not just listening to our dulcet tones, you might see that one of the teams is in white. That is actually Pirates Black.
Unfortunately, their shirts look far too similar, being a combination of black and blue, to tell apart that the referees would have an absolute headache of a match telling the difference between the two teams. I'm talking about our referees today. Alex, who do we have refereeing this match?
I believe lining up we have Peter P. Harris and Sexy Jackson Geddes, two of WA's finest.
Two fantastic referees for today, in particular with Peter Harris here being a international referee observer. He knows his rules quite well, and Jackson having quite a big background with Hockey WA as well.
Yeah, and the thing that I often love around finals time is, people do try and look their best, and both Peter and Jackson, if I'm not mistaken, have had some nice recent haircuts in the build-up to this. Peter with a lovely fresh beard, nice little bald on top as well, and Jackson, I know, he's tried to tame those curls for us, and it's much appreciated.
And rocking the tucked-in shirts today with microphones, which we have seen on and off today so far with the Men's Division 3 match where the referees did not have microphones. But the Women's Division 2 match, they did have microphones. So it's interesting to see rocking the microphones today so they can chat to each other during the match instead of yelling out.
Yeah, we might just say this is the third game of the day so far today, as Ryan touched on. So starting off the day, we did have Men's Division 3, which I believe you refereed, Ryan?
Correct, yes. We had a very, very well thought out match, and we had the Lambs Men's 3 winning against the Pirates 4-3. Yep. It was a very close match. It all came down to the last few minutes. And
then that was followed up by Women's 2, which was won by Pirates against Raptors. I think it was 5-2, 6-2, around there.
Around that 6-2 mark, yeah.
Yeah, bit of a blowout in the end, but might be the theme of today is it's a very, very Pirate day in every single finals for the divisions in which they're in. So all men's divisions and women's 2s.
Shaping up to be a good match, and just with a little over a minute left in this match, we're going to have the lines announced now and the teams get out and ready to face off.
As a forward.
Just under a minute remaining.
Oh yeah, this one. Because that one's cutting out. You don't need this, do you? I don't think so.
So we do see the players take the court right now. And before this game cracks on, Ryan, I might say, who do you reckon, who have you got your money on for today's game?
Ooh, it's a tough matchup. I think both teams have finished top of the ladder throughout the season. But I think I might go along the younger boys here, which is in the white shirts but known as Pirates Black. We've got quite a young group, which might mean that they have a bit more legs, a bit more speed in them. What about yourself?
I think I might be slightly leaning towards the gentleman in blue as we kick off. And, an early shot actually from them.
Incredible save there just to start the match. It's quite hard to stay switched on, especially from the get-go.
But yeah, we might say this is a bit of a young versus old match, actually. The Pirates Black, a lot of young floorball players, as well as a few hockey lads that have joined in the last season or so. Pirates Blue, a lot more traditional floorball players, but here is an early chance. Oh, hitting the woodwork. Matt Bennett for Pirates Black.
And
nice early chance.
Matt Bennett there for the Pirates Black is going to be quite a formidable force there for them. I know he had quite a good turnout and a good amount of goals in their final last week, which I definitely think put them over the line to get that win. And
early goal there for Pirates Blue, and it is number 32. Patrick Anderson. He's, wouldn't you believe it, he is actually Swedish. On the lefty, early chance, and it's an early goal from the big Swede.
very tough one there for the goalkeeper of Pirates Black, Archie Rhodes. He's a young lad, very, very big in the net, and he's done a good job of coming out there, but when your defenders allow someone to just run straight across the front of the net there, there's not much you can do, really, is there?
Yeah, I think for me, the Pirates Black defenders might need to be doing a little bit more, even just to slow down the run of the attacking Anderson, try and force him out wide, or at least keep him there until more players can come. But here's another chance for Blue, just missing the pass.
We might see this as a bit of a trend. If we might see the Pirates Black be able to use their fitness and their speed and their youth to outrun the Pirates Blue, but maybe Blue use their physicality and just bully their way through.
I think a lot of experience as well is had by the Blue players. I think plenty of them been here plenty of times, done it before as well at this level, winning the title.
And that's something never to underestimate, is experience. I definitely think a cool, level-headed team and player can make the difference.
Played back out. First sign hitting it high. Both teams will sub.
Now, we do actually have out there Firstein and Meyer, which both have sons playing in the men's national team, and they both attest that they got their skills from them. So it'd be great to see them today.
Yeah, I think that might be one of the watch-outs for the people at home. Meyer and Firstein, both big names, big characters for the big stage. Here we see Noah Cohen doing very well, recovering defensively, but a lot of forward pressure from Black. He's held onto it very well, taking it behind the goals and slipping it out wide to Bennett. He's taken a heavy touch. Good press from Blue. I think bit of relief with the free hit there. Might have been under a fair bit too much pressure for their liking, but Black ball.
Pirates Black now just regaining composure, trying to move that ball around. We can see there, moving it forward up the boards. I really think they're going to have to try and get into the game early, really try and step it up. And we can see there by a forceful pass there, trying to get it right in front of the net, but a nice little save there by the Pirates Blue keeper.
Yeah, I think it's worth saying as well, Blue, tactically will be so sound, very, very good at holding their defensive structure, and might take a little bit more than that to beat them. But, it's another chance for them. Ross Hall hitting it into the side of the goal, and it goes back over.
See Rhodes there, just adjusting his goals there, making sure he's on his post, moving through, just checking himself, and keeping his head inside the game. And so, like I said, in net for the Pirates Black, we have Archie Rhodes, and in net for Pirates Blue, we have Jason Thompson.
Black doing well, just holding on to the ball. Doesn't seem to be too many passing options, but he's moved well into the space. Down into the corner.
And that speed of Pirates Black there with the young kids getting to that ball first.
I think Black looks to be pretty well drilled every time they're getting that ball on the same page about where they're wanting to move it into that corner, but it's very well defended by Blue. I wonder if maybe you could have held on to the ball for a little bit longer than that rather than just throwing it away. Black do regain the ball.
I definitely think as well, if Blue are going to continue this running game of dumping that ball down and down and down all against the Pirates Black, it may not play into their favour. I know it might have worked against some other teams, but these young kids are quite fit and fast these days, so continually trying to dump the ball and run onto it may not be the way to go, but it'll be interesting to see what the coaches have drawn up for both teams throughout this game. We've got Ed Rawlins coaching Pirates Black, and we've got Luca Ray Hills coaching Pirate Blue.
Oh, they've passed it through well there, but some great defending there from Hugh Watkins, getting his stick right in the way. And I might just say as well, I think the coaches really do represent the approaches for both teams. Ed Rawlins is, one of the young great bright sparks in our state in floorball. And Luke Rahill's one of the more experienced players. Has been around for a very long time, been playing at a incredibly high level for well over a decade. Oh,
Incredible movement there from the boys, and just that one-timer not quite coming off the stick the way he would have wanted it there, spraying wide of the goals. I'm sure Thompson would have been thankful that he didn't get a hold of that ball completely.
Yeah, I do like that he's taken it first time though. Not really giving the goalkeeper a chance to get all the way across. And yeah, again, if you are putting that on target, it's a great chance to be in for a goal. Some more great movement with the ball. Oof.
Nice little catch there from Thompson. Turning it over now though. Ball moving to Bennett. Bennett winding up. Looks like he maybe wants a shot. He's retreating back now, passing it through. Definitely agree with you in terms of getting that one-time shot off like we discussed before. It is known throughout some floorball statistics, and for those who don't know and watching for the first time, once that ball crosses the imaginary halfway line that you draw from goal to goal, the percentage of increasing and scoring chance is exponential. So moving that ball across that centre line and taking shots straight away is definitely going to help your scoring chances, as we can see both teams really trying to do straight away.
Here we have McKenzie for Pirates Black running it down the far line, but it is mopped up by Meyer, and there's that experience we were talking about.
I have heard, and look, it could be a rumour, but I think a lot of his skill and power comes from his goatee.
Does he have a goatee at the moment? I can't.
He does have a small little one. Recently he made it more prominent by getting a nice clean shave going, but he's moved into maybe a little bit of stubble there. And a fantastic one-handed catch there by Rhodes, just mopping up that shot and goes, you want to take an easy shot like that I can see? I'm just going to pick it up and give it back to my team.
Whoa, a bit of body from Furstein. He is known for that around this division, isn't he?
And we can really see where his son, Kent Furstein, gets that physicality and strength throughout the ball there. His ability there to just get the body in the way and go, you know what, maybe you get the ball through, but you're not running through me.
Oof. Yeah, just taking the ball a little bit too fast there from the free hit, Pat McKenzie. Referee Jackson Geddes is all over it though, standing from where it needs to be taken. Total control of the game. Here we go, chance for Pirates Black. Ooh, I think slipping that pass without really looking, but nice easy save for Jason Thompson right to his chest.
Just off the framework there, and I definitely think Pirates Black are going to have to make sure they hit the space of the goals there inside the framework to really test the keeper here in order to be able to score. If they continue to miss the net or continue to spray these shots wide, it's going to be very difficult to try and score these opportunities.
Yeah, just also wondering that chance if maybe a bit of additional movement from number 29, Matt Salt, might have given him an extra option to pass rather than shoot, but guess we'll never know.
I mean, being one of the standout Salts within the Floorball WA competition across all divisions, and I believe a self-acclaimed highest goal scorer ever.
Yeah, he's certainly been around for a long time, Matt Salt. I think maybe would be the most experienced head on that Black team. Bring a lot of leadership, been plenty of finals over the years in lots of different divisions, I hear say. Black setting up again, and I think it is good, given that they did concede that early goal, that they have taken a little bit more time and care with the ball now, trying to actually hold on to possession for longer periods of time, because it can be tempting to try and just match that, almost basketball style where it's just back and forth from that early minute. But some nice, good maturity from the young lads. Yeah,
I agree with you there. I definitely think as well, Ed Rawlins, the coach, has put in a lot of work with these boys to make sure they've got a bit of a game plan for everything, and they have a bit of a good head on them in order to be able to set up those plays and do that. And I definitely think he would have turned around and said, hey, that's all right, we all make mistakes, it's early in the game, let's just make sure we go out there and play our game, play good defense, move the ball around and get good opportunities. Fantastic save there by Rhodes again. Yeah, really going to need to see Pirates Black now force out those plays in front of Rhodes there, because there's only so many times that we can see some skill and make those saves, and if we continue to let opportunities like that, I think Rhodes might end up on the bad end of a shot at some point.
Yeah, and we just see Black playing it to their talisman, Matt Bennett, who's done well, taking the ball behind the net, giving his teammates the opportunity to just take a sub, get some fresh legs out there on the court. Pirates Blue, though, not panicking, setting up very comfortably in a dice 5 position, and that's what it's done, turning it over. I think he probably had a bit more time than he thought.
We've just approached the 10-minute mark in this match. So for anyone who's maybe just joined us, we do have Pirates Blue versus Pirates Black. For those confused, Pirates Black are actually wearing somewhat white shirts, and Pirates Blue are in their blue shirts. It is currently 1-0. Pirates Blue are winning, and we are now 10 minutes left in the first period.
Oh, bit of active pressure there from number 10, Ross Hall.
Great clearance there, though, from I believe it's Jude, to get that ball just out. And often it's quite easy to want to dribble that ball out, but he's dumped that ball down, and as a result, Pirates Black have somehow won it down in their corner and now creating the pressure and caused Pirates Blue to dump it down to their own goalie.
Yeah, I have been a lot more impressed by Pirates Black as the game's gone on. Ooh, not a great tackle there by Hall, but Black hold on to the ball.
We can see there, nice physical match there, and the referee's quite happy with the level of play. They're keeping a good control on it, and it's great to see just the flow of floorball and what happens with it, because it is a game that you don't want too much stopping and starting. You just want that ball to flow.
Yeah, and just on the physicality side of it as well, I do wonder with both of these teams coming from the same club, what that level of physicality will actually be as the game goes on. Obviously, both wanting to win, but it is a little bit different when you do know the guys you're playing against. I'm sure as well as they do. Ooh, Myers done well there. Passing out to Furstein, the old faithful. And it will be Black's ball again, hit straight out. Yeah, Black is setting up with a few passing options. Not actually any players too close to the keeper, though, for a screen.
I can definitely see that they're looking for maybe some more skilled and bigger likes of drag shots or one-time shots and opportunities. A great shot and a great save. Look, we have seen now for one of the rare times at the moment that Black have hit the frame, and every single time so far, Thompson for Pirates Blue has just been on top of that ball and made that save. Furstein being dominant with his presence there. Ball's come through to the middle there for Black. Just doesn't quite sit on the stick there for, I think, Max Smith, so it's just popped out.
Oh, it's a good bit of movement. Shot has just gone wide again. I think taking a touch off one of the blue defenders.
I believe it was off Furstein's foot there, just tipped off and out.
Yeah, so we'll be an attacking corner for Black. Matt Salt being the man to leer over that ball, setting up. What has he got in the locker? Passing it straight to the first defender. Maybe he could have done a little bit more. Oh, McKenzie catching on his chest there. Ooh.
And now we can see the true pressure here of Blue, stepping up, using that physicality, using that experience to just go, 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 go as soon as they get the ball down in their forward half. We've just seen a little timeout here, a little face-off, and I just want to take a quick second here to definitely thank the WA state government here. They're a major supporter of floorball in Western Australia, and sport and recreation does create a vibrant, inclusive and connected through the WA communities, and we definitely appreciate their support with floorball throughout the Western Australia state.
Well said, Ryan. I think some of that community we could just see around here today with some of the people that we've got, in the ground, and also I'm sure you lovely people tuning in at home as well. Few calls there from the blue bench for some minutes, but nothing giving. We'll just say this line currently on for blue, I think chaos. It really favours them. You see this front three, the ball bouncing, any of those kind of half chances in around the net. That is where these three players are going to be thriving. Let's just see how well Black can hold onto the ball, try and control it, and set the tempo themselves. Ooh, nice little skill there.
We can see four in their own half for Black, with one roaming long, maybe for a long ball opportunity. But Blue are doing quite a good job at countering that just with three players.
Oh, almost falling to Cadu. But there it is for Black. Oh, trapping it with the foot, a little bit unconventional, and then putting it just high. Great opportunity, though.
Look, I don't mind unconventional. I don't mind seeing a little bit of, this and that or switching. Sometimes it's often noted that some of the greats in other sports, in particular something like ice hockey that's not commonly used, they're always told, never take your top hand off the stick, never take your top hand. But sometimes when you need that little extra reach, you need to do something, maybe switch hands, maybe be a little unconventional. Sometimes the small things win games.
Yeah, finals time, it's the season for Mavericks, as we like to say. Oh, there's some of that experience, that body from Ryan White. Just throwing himself in there and a little bit of a foul, but we like the hustle. Ooh. Almost a nice set play there from Black, but they've regained the ball there in the middle. Great chance.
Snapped up again by Thompson. And he distributed it well, straight to one of his players at halfway, who's taking it all the way in the corner there.
Yeah, Anderson, he's done very well there, the young lefty. Old, I should say. Putting some active pressure on it. Play on, says Peter Harris. Yeah, and it's been given to Black. Great hustle there, though, from Blue. Maintaining that press brilliantly.
Now, there's something I do have to mention about the Pirates Black. It is great to see such a young team going out there and trying to develop. And I do have to think, a lot of it does come down to being quite keen and quite helpful from supporters. Like the WA government, they're helping support the growth of and development of floorball across the state, which means we've got more players and more things happening, and we can see the diversity and everything across these two teams of, all age groups, all different groups of people and everything just coming along and playing. And it's great to see that we have that ability of growth and support through the government helping out.
Oh, and that's 1-1. An absolutely gorgeous run there from Pirate Black number. It's a little bit hard to see with the reverse shirt, to be honest.
It is
number
very
9.
hard to see.
Number 9, Bailey Vincent, a forward with no details noted about him, actually. A man of mystery, Bailey Vincent, but only mystery about him that has been solved is what a great shot he has.
Fantastic shot. Just below the elbow, over the hip, making it very difficult there for the keeper. And I do also think the keeper there may have been slightly screened a little bit by the defender there, trying to reach in a little bit too far and poke that ball away, just not being able to see the ball the whole time. But I definitely think it wasn't an easy one to try and save, and a fantastic shot there to go out to equalise it up 1-1 for these two teams with 3 minutes remaining in the first period.
Yeah, I wonder how it will go in these next few minutes, but I think a draw is about fair on the balance of play from what we've seen in this opening period. Some great passages from both sides. It's maybe been a little bit manic in this last period. Quite a bit of chaos. And there we see another long ball. Picked up on the chest very well there.
And we can see a little bit more of the intensity there pick up as the teams bring the ball into each other's zones there, and realising, it's not going to be just a little bit of a game where we sit back and put a couple of shots in the net. It's going to be a tough one. We're going to have to run it out. We're going to have to be physical. We're going to have to be switched on the whole time.
Good ball down to Vanderberg, who's holding it in the corner. Just drawing that foul. Let's see what Hall and Vanderberg can bring up here. Not much, unfortunately. It's 50-50 falling the way of Cohen to Hall.
Maybe trying to do a little bit too much there in the middle of the court, that transition zone.
Ooh.
From my angle over here, Crouchy, I definitely thought a ball had hit the back of the net then.
Yeah.
I think it might have been the keeper's foot.
I think might have been a slight, moment of panic there for the guys in, I was about to say in black, but actually in white today. Contested ball about a metre in front of your net is definitely not what you want as a defender. But they have gotten away with one there, and it is black ball.
And we did see Rhodes there with his eyes quite wide and came out quite big and realised, he's like, guys, we need to get this ball out of in front of my net. We need to be assertive. We can't let these boys bring the ball inside here. Just get rid of it. We don't need to do too much about it. You don't need to walk the ball out of there. Just get rid of it. We can always reset. And as they've done now, moving the ball quite well. Salt with the ball.
Oh, he's moving him well. Oh!
He somehow lost his stick. I think kicked it. Rhodes has somehow caught it. And Salty's ran back onto his own stick.
Oh, I thought that one went in as well. That was Matt Salt really getting away with one there. I thought there was a second where he might actually have given away a penalty as well, but ultimately recovering well, and his teammates helped him out on the back check.
I think it was always definitely hard from our point of view as well. That the referees have a good vantage point from both ends of the court, being able to do what they need to do, and we've got a different angle as well. But I think, like I said, they're keeping that flow going really well. It's fantastic to see.
Yeah, I think the referees have done a fantastic job thus far. And as we said, two of WA's best. And look at this coordinated movement from them. Geddes moves up left. P-Dot slips around the right. You wouldn't notice him unless you were watching, would you?
Got 10 seconds left here. Let's see if they draw something up. Turnover.
Oh, and there it is.
To the
Oh,
legs.
oh, trying a little bit too much Swiss magic there.
I don't mind it, considering there was about 5 seconds left. And we just have our buzzer now for the end of the first period. 5 seconds left, though. I don't mind that.
I just wonder if he could maybe just focus on getting something on target.
I think he's on his back stick. Being a little controversial, I think he's on his back stick, trying to cut through, just get on his forestick. He went, I'm going to do what feels most comfortable right now. Like I said, something a little bit different. I don't mind it.
Yeah, well, he is a maverick. That he is. I think that's a very common thread if you look across all the guys in the blue today. A lot of characters, a lot of magicians.
Yeah, that was, look, a great first period. I definitely think both teams settling in. We got a short 5-minute break now, and we'll be back with you soon.
See you soon.
Do either of you guys have a USB-C phone? Do you want to play some music during the break for us?
I don't have Spotify.
Why not? I'll go get mine.
2 minutes, man.
And welcome back for those of us who joined us for the first period. We are 30 seconds away from starting period 2, and for those of us who have just joined us now, you are joining us for the Division 2 men's final for the Floorball WA 25-26 season. We have Pirates Blue wearing the blue and black shirts and Pirates Black, funny enough, wearing the white shirts. We have myself, Ryan Alexandrakis, here today commentating, and with me we have
Alex Crouch. And it was a great first period out there, wasn't it, Ryan? 1-1 after 20 minutes. Both sides showing us some great attacking play. And I think quite a lot of intensity as well. I think that's just going to keep on turning up a notch in this next 40 minutes. And, indeed overtime, potentially penalties. Don't want to jinx the game. But yeah, I think plenty of good floorball in store for us for the rest of this game and indeed for the rest of the day.
Agreed, Crouchy. We've got our face-off happening now for period 2. Referees switched on, checking the keepers are all good to go. And we are about to face off. Face-off won there by Pirates Black. That's a fantastic movement there, all the way from defence through the centre of the court. Just unlucky there that Matt Bennett couldn't quite get on the end of a good shot enough to get on goals. We got Blue now breaking down through, across the face of the net, fired into the corner now. Ooh. And a free hit, one for Pirate Black.
Yeah, just a free hit. We haven't seen any minutes thus far in the game. I do again wonder with the tension and if the tackles start getting a little bit more intense as it goes on, whereas we might start seeing a little bit of that.
Really seeing the tempo step up here for Pirates Black in terms of especially Matt Bennett. We definitely saw in the first period there he moving that ball a little bit more controlled and timid. Now he's moving that ball, always looking for an opportunity to score, whether it be himself or on the other end. Fantastic save there by Thompson to rob Bennett of what should have been a goal. He's placed that just under knee height, and we've just had an arm from Thompson there. It was incredible.
Yeah, it was a great save from Thompson. As we said, one of those greatly experienced players who's been here a few times and, stepping up when the moment matters. But you got to say, great work from Bennett there to orchestrate that play, then get on the end of it.
I think as well, just as I was mentioning, talking about being a little bit more aggressive there from Bennett, he rips off that shot. We can definitely see them stepping it up now, putting on the intensity. I reckon, what do you think they said actually in that little period break there? What do you think Ed Rawlins had a chat to his young team about?
I think he's he's a great communicator, Rawlins. If he did it, in speech, in song, I know he's capable of. In dance, I've seen a video on the Floorball Whisperer of him doing that. I'm sure it was inspirational, whatever it was. But here we go, another great chance, and it's through to Salt. Salt
just outreach there, I think. Just out of his, just slightly in front. Couldn't quite bring it back to his inside his reach there.
Oh, geez, a big
collision.
Big body tackle there.
And he comes away with the ball, picking up stick.
Oh, you see Salt not jumping on greatly on the back check, staying forward in case a chance does come his way. And as you see, it's almost a Pirates Black defending with 4 players.
I do think, though, it's an interesting setup in terms of also, though, Pirates Blue almost playing into it and sitting someone still long. So it's 4 versus 4, and then essentially down the other end, 1 versus 1. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when Salty maybe does get an opportunity for a 1-on-1.
Yeah, I think he's one of those players maybe doesn't have the athleticism that he might have had in yesteryear. But with the ball under control, at his blade, there aren't many finer in WA than young Matt Salt.
I do think the tempo's picked up, and we do see as well Pirate Blue, while the tempo's picked up for them, they are also trying to orchestrate a few more plays and set plays in terms of moving that ball around from defence rather than just get it up there and attack from the forward half. Ooh. Just a small slip there from Ben. I think he just misstepped a little bit of pressure there from the Pirates Blue player, and a great call just to slow down that play, make sure no one's injured, and move forward.
Yeah, I do also just wonder if maybe that counter-attack in play in transition is maybe Black's best chance of getting a goal, because we've seen Blue, when set up defensively, got a great structure about them, nice tight dice 5 in front of net. I wonder if that, as the game develops, probably. I thought at first a foul from Blue, but it is going the way of. Yeah, sorry, it is actually going their way. I thought that it was a foul from 18, but.
Yep. I think it might have been just a foul for an obstruction, just being in the way. Sometimes it's inadvertent and it happens, and that's okay. That's what the refs are there to blow and call their whistle. Great pass and opportunity there for number 32. We saw a pass there from number 10 off the free hit to 32 for Blue, and he just couldn't get on the end of it. Something similar happened to Pirates Black earlier on in the first period, and now we're seeing it happen to Pirates Blue.
Ooh, it's interesting as well. If you're looking at the court and then looking at the actual benches, it kind of mirrors a little bit with Black. There's an element of nervousness on their bench, maybe a little bit of anxiety. But if you look at Blue, it seems a bit calmer. They're all sat down, all having a talk. Ray Hill seems to be in control of the situation.
I think it's the two different play types of and play styles of the teams, but also the two different coaching types. We look at someone like Ed Rawlins, who's got an incredible amount of energy, wants to build up, like you said in that halftime or the third time break there, was looking to build his team up and really pump them up. Meanwhile, Luca Ray Hill's there looking to just calmly execute our plan. We know what to do. We can go through it. We don't need to overanalyze, overcorrect. And we just saw there Salty had his opportunity there. He had the ball under control and just gave it away there. Maybe a little bit of nerves there as well. Being one of the older guys on the team, maybe the boys looking upon him to make a change and do something big for them. And only time will tell if he rises to that occasion.
Yeah, do see there a little bit of, not quite argy-bargy, but two big bodies getting stuck in between Pete first time for Blue and Pat McKenzie for Black. Interestingly enough, Pat McKenzie, actually former Div 2 champion with the Raptors Floorball Club many years ago now, in a bygone era. So that is some experience maybe that Black can draw upon. There we see Bennett slipping it into the middle. Not quite anyone at the end of that one.
Definitely see as well, like you mentioned before, that quick transition play for Black might be the way to go. They can move the ball fast. They're young, they're quick, they're agile, and moving that ball nice and quick does look like at the moment the way they're going to create their most chances. Rather when Blue do set up, like you mentioned, they've got the big bodies, they've got the intelligence, they've got the smarts, and their coach is cool, calm, collected, that I think it's going to be quite hard to break through a set defense of Blue.
Here we go. Nice little back pass. Oh, it's a great first save. Matt Salt trying to get in there for the crumbs, but Black still with the chance. Slip pass was blocked by Gorski.
Just wide on the head. High and wide there slightly from, I believe it's Max Smith again. Looking for a goal. They're hunting. They're looking. They're trying to put that ball in the back of the net. And at the moment, Blue are not letting them get too many good opportunities. And now turning it over themselves and bring it down. Trying to do some corner work here, maybe a rotation.
And Cadeau wins a free hit. I think Sear thinks the ball's his, but not too happy about that one. Let's see what Blue can make happen from this. Hall just playing around with it in the corner. Oh, nice little slip pass intercepted. Blue do hold on to the ball. That's a very cool spin. I like that.
Spin moves do always look pretty cool.
Oh, ooh. Big chance there for Blue. I do like the way in which Black are just throwing their bodies in the way of the ball.
I was just about to say the same thing. Couldn't agree more. Number 9 there not only scored the goal to equalise it so far in the first period, but then also put his body on the line there. Really got down, got in the way, and arguably probably made that save then of that goal. Yeah,
well, floorball's a physical sport, as you would have seen just then with some of the tackles flying about there in the corner, and we do love to see it. The ball can sting, but it's you'll be all right. Nice little bruises in the next morning. And, if you walk home with the trophy in hands, it definitely makes it worth it, doesn't it?
The bruise is almost like a second trophy, really.
Yeah, that's right. Well said.
Just got an obstruction again there. Referee's calling it nice and quick and smart, getting to the place. Just making sure that everyone plays through safely. It's been really good, actually, from the referees. It's been fantastic to see them. The biggest thing they always talk about for referees is, facilitate the game. Keep it safe and then keep it flowing. You want to almost not be there. Oh. Fantastic opportunity there, and great save. He got pipped last time by that one, and Thompson there's made an incredible save in order to keep the shooter of Black out.
Yeah, I believe that was number 24, Max Smith, if I'm not mistaken, who has said in his match notes, if we win, I'm going out. If we lose, I'm going out.
I've just been hit by a ball.
So a very big night on the cards for Mr. Max Smith. hopefully it's hopefully it's a winning night for him. Blue now setting up. First time giving the ball away. Oh, that's got to be minutes, and it is. Yeah, number 23, the captain. I think it could have been either him or first time there, to be honest, as a guilty party.
That sandwich sort of motion there, and I think with the captain, number 23, coming in just a little bit late there, hitting the back and colliding with Furstein, who's basically a brick wall. That man is solid as a rock, and I wouldn't want to be trying to hit something there. And again, we've talked about safety, and we've had a small change here. The captain's turned around and thrown Furstein.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe that's come from O'Neill actually just saying to them, I want to stay on the court. Blame Furstein, not me.
Yeah, that's all right. Regardless, there was a call there. The referees made their decision, and we do have a 2-minute penalty for pushing. We will see now Pirates Black play 5-on-4. So for those first time watching Floorball, with a 2-minute penalty here, the Pirates Blue will sit on the bench for 2 minutes or until a goal is scored, and they will be down a man on the court.
Yeah, so obviously massive scoring opportunity for Pirates Black. See what they can make happen. Typically, you will be the ones holding onto the ball for 80-90% of this next 2 minutes. As you have that extra man, nice chance to pass it around, try and get a better clean shot off. We see Black trying to work it into the corners for just that, but Matt Bennett! There he is, and we were talking about him earlier, the talisman for the team, not needing an extra pass, taking it on himself, and the big character, he stepped up on the day.
Great finish as well. Like from that distance, there's a screen running through, low to the back post, over the goalie's leg. Not much chance to see it or save it. He's done a great job there of putting it in there. And it's interesting, I did manage to catch their final last week, and Matt did a similar shot quite a number of times in the last match that I saw him play. So I think it's something that he's got in his arsenal. I think we might see it again later on today.
Oh, I for one will be on the lookout for that one. Matty Benoit Bennett, the big man for the big occasion.
We now have a complete turnaround from what was 1-0 down only minute or two into the match. We are now 2-1 up for Pirates Black, and we are 10 minutes left in the second period, which also marks the halfway moment in the whole match itself. 30 minutes in, 30 minutes remain.
Yeah, and just I think from that face-off, from that goal, the tension, it's injected something more into this game. Everything's even more manic. Everyone seems to be sprinting around since then. Let's see how long that lasts for. And Vanderberg picking it up. Into the middle, Gorski. Not quite at the position I think he would have liked for a one-time shot.
I think he caught it on his forestick, but he's running towards his backstick. And although it might have looked like he's running away from the goal there, I definitely think it's better to hold on to that ball than just swing at it and maybe turn it over. So he's done a fantastic job to at least get into that spot and then at least keep the ball now. And they've got this free hit in the corner.
Yeah, we have seen how effective Black can be on the counter-attack. So again, it is a smart move to hold on to it, and they do have an attacking corner now as a result.
We see Blue here dropping one of their players quite far back, almost playing 4 against 5 now, but still down a man because they've got one of their defenders, number 25 for Pirates Blue, all the way lurking all the way at the back, but maybe they're looking for a long-range shot of themselves. And great opportunity there, big save by Rhodes.
Yeah, just asking a few questions, getting a man in front of that net, getting some shots in and around the area. It's what you need to do to win games of floorball.
And here we come with these quick counters, and a little bit less heavy on that hit of the ball there, and potentially we've got a 2-1 against Blue, but instead we've got that turnover and a turnover themselves. Fantastic pressure here from Pirates Black.
I think it was very initially very well dealt with by Blue, though, in the way that their defenders did pass it around. And we see a very quick line change, and we have the Swiss Army knives on up top for Blue. I suppose we are at around about the the halfway stage of this game. And we might just take this opportunity to thank one of our major supporters, the WA State Government, consistently supporting the growth and development of floorball across our great state, including rural areas in the last few years. And I think, testament to that, you can just see today, all of the setup we've got going here today, the live stream, the crowds, grandstand, camera, everything. I think it's just testament to the growth of our sport in the last 2 decades, but even the last 10 years, 5 years, really.
I think to add to that in terms of growth as well, we've seen from the birth of international tournaments like the Singapore Open, where we may not have seen teams go to before, whereas now we're sending multiple teams in all divisions across to Singapore Open. Just to cut this short a little bit, looks like we do have a penalty here. And it looks like it's for too many men on the field. 6 on. So for those watching, that means that they had not only their goalkeeper on, but they also had 6 field players. You are only allowed a goalkeeper plus 5, or you must remove your goalkeeper in order to have that 6th man.
Yeah, and I think in terms of penalty minutes that you can get, it's probably up there as one of the easiest to avoid, having 6 on. So I think a frustrating one for Pirates Blue, for Coach Luca Rahills, because that's just so easily mitigated.
And
but
we can see here, Luca, hands on hips,
Yep.
not impressed, probably thinking, boys, this is a very simple one. We're supposed to be the experienced and level-headed group. This isn't a penalty that we should have been conceding. And we also saw in that short little break, and referee Jackson had to hurry along. Ed Rawlins there trying to bring his team in for a cheeky little tactical talk around what they want to do for their power play. But Jackson going, hey, this isn't a timeout. This is time to get on a court and play.
Oof. We've already seen, obviously, a successful power play from Pirates Black. They are trying a bit more of that corner rotation this time, getting different players into that area, opening up space for hopefully a quick shot.
And we can see now the scorer from before, Bennett, all the way down in the corner. And almost turned that ball over, but luckily they've won that from deflection out from Blue. So Black retained that ball.
Yeah,
just over 6 minutes left in this period.
Yeah, and some great, brilliant off-the-work ball there from number 10, Ross Hall. Yeah, a bit of a press, but not over-committing too much. Obviously a very experienced hockey player, Hall. Has also played for Pirates for a number of years. And is a ambassador for Mosh hair products. So if you, like many men, are struggling with hair loss, please do look up Mosh online.
I just want to say right there, number 15, the pliability of his legs then. One leg went one way, the other went another, and he got up and ran off. I definitely think I would have been in a wheelchair after that one.
Yeah, akimbo, you could say. And yeah, maybe I need to ask him. I don't know, maybe it could be yoga, Pilates maybe, that Noah Cohen has gotten that, sort of hip dexterity.
Now, I've got to say, I've tried Pilates before, and that is killer. I have a lot of appreciation for anyone who does Pilates because it is a workout. Great little ball now.
Oof. Speaking of a workout, the ball is just not being held on too well at all by either side. Jeez, players having to run all over the court just to even regain control.
And there would have been a great opportunity there for Black to retain that ball and keep Blue on, because they did just end the 2-minute penalty, so it is now 5 again on court for both teams. But Black had that ball and they could have cycled a little bit more and created a little bit better of an opportunity for themselves, but instead took a big wild shot that ended up out and turned over. But fortunately enough, Blue said, "Here, have the ball back."
Yeah, and obviously it is the grand final, and I think that would have been one that during the season after the game as a coach you'd be probably a bit disappointed in as a power play and say that is one we need to work on. But let's see how they go. Great chance there made by Matt Salt, spotting the run just behind his shoulder, and it's a beautiful slip pass and a shot. They've just missed the high five with each other, but the passing and shooting on fleek.
And I think, look, regardless, I'd rather miss the high five than miss the shot.
Well said, Ryan.
Yeah.
Well said.
Something I say quite often, actually.
Pirates Black with some set plays, slipping all the way through.
Now, that wasn't a bad little pass in terms of little nutmeg or two.
Yeah.
Nice little slip to the back post, but unfortunately none of the teammates were there to be on the receiving end. It was just straight to Blue, which Blue had now a running chance with our captain from before, who said, "I need to stay on the court," and told first time to take a seat.
Ooh. Oh, and there's Watkins. Jeez, getting his body in the way there, isn't he? And shooting. I wonder if he could have thrown that maybe to the back post, seeing if one of the runners could get there, but taking the shot on himself, and high it goes.
Now, I do have to say, we're seeing a lot here from Pirates Black go high and out and turn over. Now, I think if they all start to have a look a little bit at Matt Bennett and take a leaf out of page out of his book, we might be able to see if we shoot low, that ball stays in, we get another opportunity. But otherwise, we're just turning that ball over, and it's starting to slow down the game for Pirates Black. And they're more focusing and hoping that Blue turn it over to them, which is happening and happened right there.
Yeah, not a great level of control in the game from either sides for the time being.
I think it's definitely coming down. We're late. We've got a little over 2.5 minutes left in this second period. We have seen a little high stick.
Yeah, Watkins is asking for 2, but Harris is in control of the game. He knows the rules. Oof, a little bit risky play there. Can they do? Save! Great save there from Thompson.
Hand, just a little swat away.
Oh, it's great.
That's easy. I've got it.
Oh, jeez, I think maybe running the wrong direction, but he is holding on to the ball.
Yeah, I think we've just over 2 minutes left.
Just hitting the upright there from a long-distance shot.
I think we're seeing both teams just come down to a little bit of fatigue here, and the decision-making. Less so about the body fatigue for the younger kids, but more about the mental fatigue. It is intense out there.
And, I'm sure for... Oh, yeah. Yeah, fair enough. A few protests there from 18, but as soon as the stick's not in his hands, you have to remove yourself from that situation. Can't stand in the way, can't make a play for the ball, and he's paid the price there. That'll be another 2-minute penalty.
And he's a bit unsure right now. He's walking away.
Yes, not towards us, unfortunately for him. We'll be going over there to sit with FWA President Kylie Vandersar, Head of Operations Trent Jones, and Head of Referee Development Pat Ray Moore.
And I will give him a little bit of slack. I will admit, normally the tech bench is over this side during regular season. So, and also, I mean, we're two good blokes. Who wouldn't want to come over and have a chat with us?
I assume that's what it is. I know I did hear before the game that he was actually, he might have an earpiece in, listening to our commentary whilst he is playing. But that's just a rumour. I can't verify that.
I mean, who wouldn't want to? And realistically as well, we've got, two great blokes here. Want to come over and have a bit of a chat to us, listen to our voice. And for anyone who at home is joined in, but some family members who haven't quite joined in yet, send them the link, get them to join, get them to watch, support. Because the more supporters, the more viewers, the more love we can spread about floorball.
That's right. And, thank you to everyone that is tuning into this game at home. We see Pirates Black setting up for another power play, passing it around well, throwing it high. Oh, gosh, and that was a huge chance right in front of net. Cohen's done really well there. He's recovered. What a touch. Jeez, look at that.
Great little touch there.
Mate, get that kid playing ones, my God.
Well, Pirates do have a ones game later on. So it'll be interesting to see that match later on for those who are all watching. Great shot there by Bennett, but just snapped up by Thompson there in goals. But yeah, like I mentioned, we've got two Pirates teams here in the Division 2 final, and they also have a men's ones game later on. And it'll be interesting if maybe they need the extra legs, or they needed someone that they could have used throughout the season and or in the finals. Yeah,
it'd be an interesting one. I think fair few decisions would have had to be made by Jason Petty, in terms of who's playing in which team, because as we said, finalists in all three men's divisions and in women's Div 2. It's a great day for the men from South the River.
We have just roughly 10 seconds left, which also gives us 10 seconds left on the penalty, because the penalty just started exactly with 2 minutes left in the game. So
almost forgot there was a power play, to be honest, with some of the contested play. They need a shot off quick. I think that was the chance. Bennett knows it. That could have been 3-1.
Very frustrated there on missing that. But I love the opportunity in that shot taken from that angle with the time left on the clock. Maybe not so much early on in the power play and with a lot more time on the clock, but 2 seconds left. Tight angle, you've got to rip a shot off and try and test the keeper there. It's fantastic.
And just some beautiful work here from our roaming cameraman, Sandy Watkins, just giving us a nice close-up of the bench, a peel behind the candelabra of these superstars.
And as we draw close to the end of the second period here for the Men's Division 2 Grand Final for the 25-26 season here in Floorball WA, We have a 5-minute break. The score is 2-1 in favour of Pirates Black wearing the white shirts. We will see you again in about 5 minutes.
See you in 5 minutes.
David? Ryan.
Alex. Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty good.
yeah, it's good fun.
And are you going to do some of the next couple of days?
I'm doing men's ones as well. So we us and one other gentleman. Quite a good record. We normally get like, yeah, would we have got this? So they give us. Oh, okay, cool.
They've written all this themselves. Yeah, it's all yeah. And then we've got a little bit of a go around of just what, like, this thing that they're taking up at each period or whatever. Yeah, like that sort of stuff.
They have, I think we get all the stats are on my side. Yeah, our stats are on, yeah.
I mean, you'll be able to look at Crouching Mode pretty decent, like when you're doing the couple of key players.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, like, you know, like goal scoring and stuff like that. That's like that. Yeah, you have this and have that.
I've just come down from this one thus far. Normally, it normally gets pretty busy around like yeah. Either or, really, to be honest. Call it like me, it's all fucking like that.
Go for it. I mean, similar to like American football, there's world champions, we can go for that.
Champion, well, West Australia.
Yeah, so that's perfect. Sandy, are we? I was just checking.
All right, about to crack on with the third period. The score is Pirates Black 2, Pirates Blue 1. So I think before we do jump into this next period, it might just obviously give another quick shout out to our major sponsor, the WA State Government. As we did talk about earlier, some of the work they do in terms of bringing players from across the world, referees from Singapore, teams to SFO, and just putting on great days like this. If you're interested in getting involved in Floorball, becoming a sponsor, anything like that, please reach out to operations@floorballwa.org.
Well said there, Crouchy.
And the two players face off. Ball won by Pirates Black, but some great initial pressure from Ross Hall and Marcel Vanderberg. Little slip pass back, or cleaned up by
exactly how they
Bennett.
started first period as well. That big win, face off, sprint at it, go for it, try and score a goal. And it paid off then, so who knows? Maybe that energy pays off now as well.
Great forechecking there from Hall. Slip pass in. Still a chance. And he's done well there, getting his body in the way as well and cycling it into the corner. Moving the ball out there, Hall to Watkins to White. Yeah, Ross Hall taking a touch there, then choosing to go for the slap shot. Do wonder if maybe he could have taken that on first time. He does have a great shot on him when he does let it rip.
It was a very nice looking slap shot there. I really enjoyed watching that one.
Yeah, he's an artist. I think is probably the best way to
And
describe
here we have the dynamic duo here, Furstein and Meyer.
Oh,
And instantly their presence is felt on court. They move the ball between each other, and there was a scoring opportunity.
yeah, and it's just working that way up to that front two of Gaetan and Damien, the Swiss connection, the Geneva Convention, as they are known, the Army Knives, or the cheese.
And if we think about it as well, Meyer, Swiss connections as well. Little known fact, they are Swiss heritage. So maybe there's a little bit of everything going on here. There's a bit of the connection here between the Bash Bros in Meyer and Furstein, and the two Swiss forwards there and Meyer, and a little bit of chemistry happening.
I like it, the Swiss line. I think today, though, they will be anything but neutral.
I agree. And I definitely wouldn't want to be the gentleman here for Pirates Black in between the two of them, because it's going to be tough.
You have an attacking corner for Pirates Blue. Captain O'Neill standing over it.
And I have seen Meyer here sub off, which was quite an interesting thing, because a little known fact as well, there recently last year, Martin Meyer was actually practicing his drag shots in the Swiss Life Arena in Switzerland, which holds around 12 to 15,000 people, was used for multiple World Championship Grand Finals, and he's been practicing his drag shot and slap shot in that stadium, specifically for this situation, for this Grand Final, and to sub off for a free hit, a bit of an interesting one.
Yeah, I do wonder, but some great forward pressure there from Gaetan, picking it up, playing it all the way back round to Hall. Oh, yeah, it's well done there. Cohen with a little slip pass to Hall. Oh, and he has hit the deck there. Just missed the contact, but a nice cut in. Ooh. And it's been given his minutes. Yeah, he's not too happy about that one. Lockie Warden, number 69. It did look a bad one, I think. Not sure if there's too much intent from Warden, but nevertheless, he did run into the head of number 18, and we see a little bit of tension between the two benches there.
And this really shows the experience here of the referees, that they've just kept this all under control, nice and calm. I know the tensions might be flowing high and blood might be rushing, but the referees all over it, cool, calm, collected. They know what they're calling. You can see here, so structured, very easy.
Yeah, I think this, Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is the first power play for Pirates Blue. So we have seen 3 from Pirates Black. Obviously, 1 was successful. Now it's turn for the experienced men. See what they can make work from this situation.
100% correct there on that. And I think number 10 here might be one of their key players for this. For Pirates Blue, Ross Hall here. I think it's been incredible to watch his body work around that ball. And I think it definitely comes from a hockey background. Being able to manipulate his body around the ball, protect it, and get some good shots off. So I think he's going to be a big player here potentially.
Interesting that he is setting up on the right-hand side. Traditionally, more so occupied for a lefty shooter in that position, which he does have just a little bit higher up the court. But yeah, not making use of it just then, taking the shot on himself. And there's a 50-50 in the corner, which, this will suit Black. Yeah. Ball still contested. Looked like a hand in the back there from number 32.
And we can see instantly, referees all over it. They understand, look, fouls are going to happen, right? They're there to call it, they're there to keep safe. But I think potentially here the Pirates Black, the young boys, might find themselves in a little bit of trouble here, getting too involved in worrying about what's being called and the emotions of the game. and not in, let's just go out there and play and keep our heads cool. And this is where we might see, in particular, we see there, Lugaray Hills just put his head up and go, oh, we've bobbled the ball out. But we might see some cooler heads prevail potentially here.
Yeah, and I think that's where that experience does come into it because, again, it's hard to lose sight of the fact this is just a game of floorball. Same thing you've been doing all season, same thing you've been training for, once, twice a week. And just try and forget about the big occasion as much as you can.
And to think as well, the amount of times they've probably played each other or trained against each other, coming from the same club, it's probably been hundreds of moments.
Here we see Watkins picking the ball up himself, playing it to his defensive partner, White. Walter White. Lefties behind the net. And that is just given as a black ball in front of the net. So if you are not aware, ladies and gentlemen, that small yellow box you might be able to see from your screen in front of either goalkeeper, that is just referred to as the house. So no one's allowed in there aside from the goalkeeper. As soon as anyone does, it results in a free hit to the other team. And just in that breaking play, Pirates Black have now just gone back to playing with 5. El Mano, El Mano.
Well said there, Crouchy.
Thank you. Oh, some great play there.
Great disruption of play there. He's come through just with the ball then and hit that ball and may not have initially tried to get that possession straight away, but he just wanted to disrupt. And he did a good job at that because I think Ross Hall there was about to load up for a shot.
Oh, a little bit of body there. You see Lim with the hand in the back as well. Yeah, very well called by Geddes. I think Ray Hills knows to call them off after that. Those ones can be, they can be on the edge for a referee. You're giving them the incentive to maybe put that arm up, maybe bring out some minutes when you are making a tackle from behind. It's
definitely one of those things that's if you force the referee to make a decision and you ask the question of them, they're going to give you an answer.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And that's the thing. It's their job is to go out there and keep the game flowing and everyone be safe. But if you go there and ask the question of them, of course they're going to have to give an answer. And right now we've seen them do a fantastic job of just keeping that ball flowing. But we're seeing this ball now bounce around that transition zone, the middle third of the court, and a great shot come off there. Yeah, he just needs to hit the target.
Got a lot of firepower behind it. Did Vandenberg, not having too much time, a little bit off balance, but I think he's actually done really well there. Maybe disappointed not to put it on target, but he's asking the right type of questions.
And that's all floorball is.
And there he is again.
Asking the questions.
There he is, the Riddler. Because he asks the questions.
He does ask the questions. Got a little face-off here. Referees may be unsure of who the ball came out of, but resolved with a face-off.
Yeah, and then as soon as that ball's back into play, oof, jeez.
Quite a little dangerous little run there, I think. To go right next to your keeper and put them under a little bit of stress and then just dump it long. I think there might have been a few other options they could have done.
Yeah, don't know if it was 100% necessary, but it has resulted in a great chance, and there's Bennett. Oh, I think Bennett's been maybe uncharacteristically a bit quiet in this period compared to the first two, but there he is again.
You can definitely see as well that the team looking upon him. They look for him to make those big plays, those big shots.
Yep.
And to be honest, I mean, a lot of the time he is rising to that occasion. He's making the right moves. He's getting the right shots off. I think Blue have sort of got a little bit of lock on a realisation of that's the man we need to stop. And right there, we've just seen a fantastic save there by Rhodes.
Yeah, I don't actually know if Rhodes saw too much about it, but he's done the right thing, making his body extend all the way across the goals, and it has just hit him on the leg there and gone up. I think, again, it was well done from Gorski, creating a chance himself. And again, like we said, just asking those questions. I think maybe taking a page out of Vandenberg's book in doing so.
It's going to be interesting. We've got just a little over 11 minutes left, and we're going to have to see something from Blue here. A bit more pressure, a bit more intent around trying to score and put the ball in the back of the net, because there's moments like this. We're seeing some intensity, but they're also lacking in some parts where they just go and move that ball a little bit too slow or a little bit too timid.
Yeah, I think from watching some of Blues games this season, I think when they're at their best is actually just when they are just so chaotic, and the ball's bouncing, and they're just throwing themselves around. I think that's really the situation that they're going to want to try and to get in these last few minutes, and that Black will just have to mitigate. And the best way to do that is to hold on to the ball themselves.
We almost saw a tough opportunity there where the boards weren't quite set up properly, and a pass from Black behind their own net ricocheted off a misplaced board directly to a blue player's stick in front of the net. The referee was all over it and said, hey, that's not floorball, that's not an accident, that's misplaced. And a great save there by Rhodes. He's switched on, his hands are ready.
Yeah, and I think he's palmed it out just into that area in front of goal, and his defender has dealt with it really well.
Now this transition we talked about from Black, moving that ball, can they keep hold of it? Hall doing a great job there of following up on that ball. And Salty just being a little pest up there, getting around, making sure he's all over that ball and not giving the blue team an easy time on the ball. He's just lurking long. But as this game has gone on, we talked about it early, Salty not looking to come back too often.
Yeah, not too sure if he had much of an impact on Hall's shot there, but yeah, coming back just to help out with the back check a little bit, get a stick in there. And as the shot went high, it will be Black ball.
We have reached the halfway mark of this period. Period 3, 10 minutes left in this match. It is 2-1 in favour of Pirates Black at the moment. They seem to have things going their way mostly, but it'll be interesting to see what Blue decide to put down on the tactics board and get started.
And speaking of, Pirates Blue calling a timeout. Luca Rahills brings his boys in. I think it's time to bring out the whiteboard, go back to the drawing room, as it were, and revisit what they're going to do for this next 10 minutes.
Now, it's interesting. It's always the age-old question. Do we pull a keeper early? Do we pull a keeper late to try and go on 6-on-5? Do we have this timeout early? Do we have the timeout late? It's something that has been talked about for years and years and years across all sports and all forms, but in particular in floorball, it's been a question that's come up recently as well around whether you should do it early or late. What's your opinion on that, Crouchy?
Well, I like the timeout this early from Rahills. I like that. It's given these players, I think, enough time to to execute a revised action plan. In terms of bringing the keeper, I think you got to only do it last minute and a half, 2 minutes of the game. Any more than that, you're just so opened up for a potential long shot, for shipping a really, really easy goal. So I think just little tweaks in tactics, play out the next 8 minutes, see how you go, and then I think a pragmatic approach is what's required then.
And of course, only having one timeout per team for the game, unless we reach overtime, that's a different story, but we can discuss that later. But I think it is something that, with such a low-scoring game right now, I think taking this time out now is fantastic. We've just seen a very good opportunity there from Pirates Blue. But taking that time out early is going to be great. Like you said, they can talk about their tactics and go. And if you pull the keeper too early in such a close and low-scoring match, it's going to be difficult to potentially do that. But maybe in a high-scoring match, you do pull it earlier because you know you're going to get the goals back on the board maybe.
Yeah, and I think, particularly around when one, being a low-scoring match, but also in finals floorball, momentum plays such a large part, and if Pirates Blue do get a goal in the next 5 minutes or so, you would think that they would be the favourites to then go on and probably get that next one.
100%, especially with that momentum, but we've seen a quick turnover here.
It's well defended there.
Can't help but see there Bennett at the back post. Was that maybe the better option to try and get it through to him?
I think probably, but Cohen did really well there on the D. He's having a great game so far, number 15, Noah Cohen.
Agreed.
And looks like Geddes might be calling the free hit back from where he is standing. Those nice long socks. Not a great free hit from Watkins. And Wharton is running it behind net. That's... Yeah, I think first team looked to line him up from a little bit far out. Maybe, if Wharton's adjusted his running, maybe could have made that look a little bit more dramatic. Maybe ask the referee a few more questions with that hit. But it's a great ball out. Shot just high.
It was a speedy little shot there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's not too shabby. Not too shabby at all.
That was our first goal scorer, I believe, for Pirates Black as well. So looks like he's one that's got quite a bit of a whip on him.
There he is again, doing the defensive work.
And first line again with the pressure, with the physicality.
And Mackenzie just standing over the free hit for Black. What's he going to do? Slipping it out to Sia. And choosing to take a bit of a blind shot. Might not have been his best option. Pirates Blue on the attack. I think they need to move the ball around a little bit more before taking those shots. Let's see what they do. Oh, it's a great run.
That's a fantastic little play there. And we've just seen physicality, shoulder-shoulder play. Referee signal, just play on. Shoulder-shoulder.
Oh.
And now free hit here for Pirates Blue.
Salt stays down. Let's see how he is. It didn't look like too cynical of one. They did just bump over the boards, but
I think it seemed to be quite, and as the referees have called played on, I think it seems to be quite a slow-mo sort of bump.
Yeah.
But I think in a tricky situation there with the legs just near the boards there, that maybe just, again, wrong-footed and just couldn't quite get his feet back. But we really do hope he's okay here.
No, I do hope he's okay. You haven't quite seen him emerge just yet, Matt Salt. You know, he's an experienced player, nice and physical there. He sits up. Yeah, it might just be maybe a bruise here or there, maybe a slight bruise to the ego as well. But, you know, I think finding yourself against the boards versus Pete Firstein is never an opportunity that you want to find yourself in. And he doesn't look too happy with that either.
He's up, he's okay.
Yeah.
Stick.
Everyone is okay.
Yeah, and that's all we want. Just fun, safety, and enjoyment here in floorball. And that's what we've got right now.
Yeah, lovely.
I think I've said this a couple of times. You know, we know each other outside of commentating here, Crouchy, and I think with the power of friendship, anything is possible.
That's right. I think that is what floorball's all about, especially this year. You know, it's about having fun, and you know, friendship is the key to that. And look at that. That was a goal bore of friendship. Number 10 and number 32 connecting off and on the court.
Yeah. A great little bit of friendship there. That was a nice little move. And 32 just gone tip straight over the goalie's leg. A great first save there, actually, by Rhodes.
I think, you know, some of the Pirates Black defenders might be a little bit disappointed they didn't get to those crumbs first. But the anticipation, the knowledge, the know-where-all to follow that shot in. And, you know, don't need to put too much power behind it. Just lift it into the net.
And we can see how energising that is for the Pirates Blue. That their bench erupted then with that goal. And I think as well the goal scorer celebrating by trying to run back to his own bench. Maybe bypassing Pirates Black. Maybe not intentional. But the bench did erupt. And we are now 2-2 with 6 minutes and 10 seconds left in this match.
Jeez. And, you know, we did say a few minutes ago that if Blue get that next goal, that could be the surge that they need. And, you know, I think Ed Rawlins, the Black team, will be very, very aware of that. And I think for these next few minutes, they just need to focus on taking that sting out of the game a little bit. Don't be too manic. Don't fall into the trap of just feeling the need to attack.
And it does look like at the moment, you know, somewhat level heads prevail. You know, Pirates Blue taking that time out, taking the time to talk it out, talk it through. Let's figure out our tactics. Great save there.
It's a brilliant save there.
And they've managed to change what was written in the stars almost, and change the score there. And they've really come out here, applied the pressure. They've worked on what they need to do. But we can also see, not only from the timeout, but the small little disruption there we had from Matt Salt going just over the boards, and maybe the rattled heads of Pirates Black.
It might have done it, you know. And also, you think, you know, a figure like Matt Salt, we were saying, is one of the few experienced heads on that bench that maybe he needs to, you know, bring a bit of energy, bring a bit of life. You know, he might be upset about that call, but be a positive influence for these next few minutes, because this is all going to be about character. And that's brilliant there from Black, running down the line. What's he going to do? Slip pass.
And almost can't help
Bennett.
but think, Bennett coming in.
Bennett, surely. Oh, he's done it! He's done it!
Incredible shot.
Oh. Hey, look at the celebration. He knows what he's doing. I think maybe overdoing it a little bit there. P-Dot
Referee
knows.
Peter Harris, he's all over it. He's keeping an eye on him.
You see some of that celebrations off in the left-hand side of your screen. The young Pirates lads, they know what that'll mean to him. And I think he deserves it. If there's a man of the day, it is him.
Now I want to take recognition. That shot wasn't powerful, but it was well placed. And that, along with a screen, along with a difficult place shot, is very, very hard. And we can see there the energy there built from Pirates Black. All right, we know a little bit from Pirates Blue here, maybe cool, calm, collected now. But I don't think that's rattled. It doesn't look like it's rattled too much, the Pirates Blue. I know they're down by a goal now with 4 minutes 30 left, but it doesn't look like it's really rattled them.
Yeah,
like the goal against Pirates Black did to them.
I think they know what they need to do. And it's, maybe if this game goes on for longer than, another 5 minutes, it could start going Blues' way as those cool heads do prevail. But here they go again, setting up.
I think to point out there as well is we did talk about Matt Bennett being the man that could be the changer here for this. And two goals. One on power play, one in regular play, and it's been a bit here. But we've got Stolt here running down. Just doesn't quite get control of that ball. Ball's moving through, getting passed through.
Yeah, I think overrunning it a little bit, and here's O'Neill holding it up. Maybe he should have gotten his head up there a little bit. Watkins mops up, maybe even a nutmeg there. What can he do with it? Getting his body in the way well. Taking it behind net. Oof. Yeah, this will be Pirates Blue moment to go for it. And as we did mention earlier, maybe they might pull their goalkeeper in these next few minutes. Attempt a 6-on-5 scenario just to force that goal.
And I know Luca Ray Hill's quite an experienced player, experienced coach. He'll have some things set up. He'll have some game plans. He'll know what he needs to do. He just needs to make sure that the team executes. And we've got an interception.
Just a series
delayed penalty
of
here.
Great chances there, and at least one delayed penalty there. It looks like the hand came up for a foul by number 18, and then it did also look like there was maybe even a push from 32. I'm not sure if both are going to be
I think early on we had. I think early on we did have number 18 with a delayed penalty just for the stick from behind. So that slashing from behind. And I think they had that delayed penalty up. Peter Harris had it. And then we've got Jackson calling an additional penalty.
Yeah, so
for the pushing, I think, over the boards.
Yeah, so because of that, as it is, two separate incidents, it should be a 3-on-5.
Which stands very, very well here for the Pirates Black. They're going to have an opportunity to play with 5 players against 3 for a full 2 minutes potentially with a goal up.
Yeah, I think if you were Ryan, if you're Ed Rawlins in this scenario, what are you saying to Pirates Black? How are you approaching this next, this next power play?
I think the biggest thing is that he's got to keep the team going and say nothing really changes. We've got to continue to attack the ball. We've got to continue to keep composure with the ball. We don't have to take any risks. So we don't have to try and just shoot whenever we want. However, we do have to continue to play the game of floorball. Just turtling for 3.5 minutes is a very difficult thing to do, especially in case for some off chance. Because I don't put it past here, Pirates Blue, with Ross Hall the way he's been playing today, potentially a short end of goal here.
Yeah.
And if that happens, your momentum's gone, which makes it difficult. But I think here, Pirates Black are going to move this ball around. They're going to try and be precise, clear cut, and cut through. But in saying that, we've just turned the ball over.
Yeah, not off to a great start. And it's quite a press there from Blue. They're now in, a 4-on-2 attacking scenario. I think Black just needs to get rid of that ball quicker. I
think the fortunate thing here for Blue is that there was around...
Oh, that is brilliant. And we had spoken about that before. Ross Hall being the difference maker. One of the Black defenders has thrown his stick away again. It's the head loss that we've said, and it is 3-all.
Now, I hate to say commentators curse. However, I have done that to them. Okay, I did mention that potentially Ross Hall would be out there to score that goal, and he has done that. We do have a penalty here for Pirates Black, I believe.
I think it's 44.
George Smith, I believe, which does mean that we have 2 minutes 36 left in this third period, and it is 3-all. We are now no longer 5 versus 3 players. We are now 4 versus 3, which makes it a lot more interesting.
Yes.
And there will be roughly around a minute or so of play where we will see a 5-on-4 in favour of blue team now.
Yeah, I think this next 2.5 minutes of regular time it's going to be blockbuster. To be honest, this is box office floorball for you. There is going to be drama, and we see it as a 10+2 as well. So Pat McKenzie also sitting off.
If it goes to overtime, sees George Smith, which has been one of their big players as well. I think just composure with the ball, skill. He's a great young player. Sees him out for, if there is overtime, the full overtime as well.
Yeah,
which could be a huge missing piece here for Pirates Black. But we're resuming with a face-off. It's 3-all. Pirates Black, man up, 4 versus 3. We've got Ross Hall again pressing hard.
Yeah, this is... Oh,
another turnover.
I think for me today, it's been the battle of the talismans. It's Bennett versus Hall. And, you know, these last few minutes are going to be tension-filled, aren't they? Cohen's done so well there, as he's done all game. What can he do with it? Running down the left, cutting back in. Oh, and he's taking it behind.
I just have to make a comment here. It is Pirates Black are up a man, but it doesn't feel like that.
Oh, he's done it!
Eli, incredible goal there. He's just found the position. As I'm saying there, that it looks like it's a Pirates Blue power play. Pirates Black have moved the ball, found a 2-on-none, and Eli's just put it straight in the net.
It's a phenomenal finish. You know, he didn't rush it. He took as much time as he knew he had, let the ball come across his body, goalkeeper's planted, and easy as you like, just flicking that into the net. That's a huge moment in this game. Score is now Pirates Black 4, Pirates Blue 3, and we have just shy of 2 minutes remaining.
Also, 4 on the court for each team. Not too long until we see Blue raise to 5 players, and they'll play out nearly most of the game. And we've just got here a free hit straight for Blue because of an incorrect face-off there for Pirates Black. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Also, knowing this game as it's going, I really wouldn't put it past Blue to score in this next, 2 minutes and take us to overtime.
I agree, and I think that's something that Pirates Black really can't afford to do right now, because down that man of George Smith, which is a huge player for them. Just mistouched there by the goalie, Thompson, but not too worried. And we see here Pirates Blue gearing up for their 5th man to come, and we've dragged the keeper.
Yeah, here we go. O'Neill is on. What can they make happen with about 1:30 left? Oh, shot to the face.
Now, for those who are new to floorball and just watching, the goalkeeper cannot throw it in the goal despite there being no goalie. So we won't see a goal, unfortunately, from a goalie. But Pirate Black do pick up the long ball. We have 1:10 left, and we now have 5-on-4 in favour of the Blue.
Yeah, I think they need to press a little bit more. Oh! It's a big call there from Harris. I think he's made the right one. But
made the right one. High stick.
It's a big opportunity.
We've dragged the keeper again. We've got 55 seconds left. 6-on-4. If they can control this ball, keep composure, and get a good shot off, I think they stand a good chance of scoring a goal.
Oof. He's hit it a bit high. I wonder if they could have continued passing that ball around.
Can't afford to turn the ball over like that. Again, 46 seconds left. Great control.
Oh. And Bennett picking it up. It's taken another tumble. Jeez, that ball's in no man's land. No control here.
And
from
we've got
team.
5-all now. We've got the extra man on for Pirates Black.
Then we see the goalkeeper now getting involved. Gorski picking it up, and he delivers it to Hall. Hall against Bennett.
2 seconds left.
Oh, Gaetan doing well there. Taking that extra touch. Hall in the corner. Little slip into the middle. Oh, and Watkins, he needs to shoot. He's recovering well.
10 seconds.
Not long left in the game. McKenzie with the ball, and it's just get rid of it. It's the name of the game. And there it is. Oh, it's a miss. He just needs to get it forward.
And we have our winners.
Game. The winners of Men's Division 2 2025-26 season, Pirates Black.
well executed game there, I think, from Pirate Black. I know they, at one point in the game there, looked a little bit shaky from them, but I think to rally it back and score some great goals and move that ball around was fantastic. And we see there Matt Bennett, biggest grin on his face, very, very happy. He's overjoyed. Just a fantastic match.
It was brilliant. I think that that goal at the end there might have been the cherry on the icing on the cake, but they will take winning in whatever means that it arrives to them, and I think very well deserved by Pirates Black.
Wow, what a great finish to the M2 Grand Final. That was an intense battle from both teams. Great game the entire game, back and forth, really well fought, really great game from everyone involved. Thank you very much for such an entertaining game. I'm going to hand over to the runners-up first to give their team speech. All right, thanks guys. First of all, congratulations to Pirates Black, really well played. You guys probably for the first time, I think, held your composure against us, and it really showed today. But great skill, great movement, and put it to us in the end. Pirates Blue, good season. Couple of scrappy bits at the end cost us, but really good season, really well played out. Come back next year. Thanks to the refs, thanks to Doris, thanks to all the volunteers today, and thanks to the crowd. Thank you. Yeah, cool. Gorski, Simon. Peter. Ross.
Yeah, here we have the presentation of all of the runners-up medals to Pirates Blue. I think they can, leave this game with their heads held high, put on absolutely brilliant displays. They have all season, well deserved to make it to the finals, and they pushed Black all the way to the end. Disappointing now, but I think a brilliant season and a medal worthy to go with it.
I think looking from a club perspective as well, two teams, grand final, facing off against each other, that's awesome.
Okay, John. Travis.
You can see here just the nervous energy from the young boys. Their legs all moving, everything talking and chattering and everything, that nervous excitement from winning that grand final.
Damien. And last, definitely not least, Tomo.
Yeah, last one, goalkeeper. He's had a brilliant game today, as he has all season. I think kept them in it right till the end.
And he really forced Pirates Black to make good decisions and shoot good shots.
Yeah, no, they had to work for it.
Yeah, well, I think that was a really good display of football there. Showed the fans really how high intensity tempo we can play against the club. So it's really good to see a lot of these young guys have put in a lot of effort this season, training hard, coming down every week, really showing good dedication to floorball. And the result speaks for itself, I think. We really got pushed to the end, but managed to get over the line.
Very well said from Captain Matt Salt.
Max Smith. Matt Bennett. Eli Serapini. Seti. Jude. Sammy. Pat.
And we see here some of the young boys that play for the Black team, smiles beaming across their faces. Very well deserved for all the hard work they put in this season and today. And it feels good with that weight of that medal around your neck. I think particularly their goalkeeper there, Archie Rose, brilliant performance today.
He had a great game. They definitely saved their skin on a number of occasions. Did a fantastic job.
George Smith. And Bailey.
round 2. Gives me great pleasure to announce Pirates Black as the winners of the M2 Grand Final for 25-26.
You see Ed Rawlins, their coach, getting involved with the boys. And little known fact as well, he does have a final in only
half an hour,
30 minutes himself as well that he'll be playing in. So stick around and check out that final as well. We do have the men's later on. I do think we'll be cutting now to a couple of interviews with some people on the court.
The M1 final, the under-19 women's really corner here holding a raffle to support their campaign. If you'd like to
and we
buy some
see
tickets, I'm sure they're very much
nice bit of sportsmanship on display from both sides. Obviously representing the same club, but great competitors, and respect all throughout the team. As the players do go into their celebrations, Ryan is actually just down on the court. We'll be conducting a few interviews with some key figures, just to get their thoughts on the game itself.
With us here we have Matt Bennett. He has just been a part of the winning team, Pirates Black, for the men's 2 grand final. Matt, give us a little feedback. How do you feel?
Yeah, look, that's about as good as a game can go in terms of a final. I mean, first of all, it's good to have both Pirates team in the end. I mean, to have a derby and a guaranteed win for the club is massive. And then how far this team has come since the start of the season is mental. We've got a range here, we've got hockey players, we've got veterans, we've got young boys. And I think that was probably our best game of the season. High intensity. I'm pretty elated, don't really know what's going on. But yeah, chuffed with it.
I am as well.
Fantastic. Before you leave, all right, thoughts about, you got 2 goals. That was fantastic. It was a great game from you out there. All right, the celebrations, you enjoy it.
I got in a bit of trouble. I got in a bit of a warning for running by their bench, which is very, very fair. I think emotions were high, so...
We could see from the sidelines there was no malice meant in it, just pure joy. It was great to see you and the team out there enjoying it. Congratulations once again, mate.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
And you will just see all of the players now getting that post-match photo. This one will be framed on the walls for years to come. I think looks like Ryan's now just heading over to Pirates Blue, get a word or two with one of their players. See what they've got to say for themselves.
All right, we got the goalkeeper here for Pirates Blue. How do you feel about that match?
Well, I hope it was entertaining for everybody.
It was incredibly good to watch,
But
and
they
we
have
couldn't stop seeing
all these cameras streaming all their games, and they have like 3D
definitely think you
views of
can-
the
yeah,
games,
good
and
team.
they can review it
Played
anytime
fantastic.
they want.
Look, I love sport and I call everything,
I know it's difficult
I'm
here
involved
to
in it,
come
but
out, not quite with the-
certain sport amazing.
The young boys played really well. They really lifted today. I told them their best game of the season was last time they played us in the first final. They might have lost that one, but they came out with intensity, played a really hard game. They did the same again today.
Obviously the European guys with
Yeah, look, like I said before, it was a great game, and we just want to say is like, we want to say praise for yourself.
Keep doing that. Keep rolling it. We keep getting venues. We keep getting stolen from basketball. Basketball
Thank you very much. I'll throw it back now to Crouchy, who's going to talk a little bit more and close off this game.
Thank you, Ryan. And I think that just about brings an end to our Men's Division 2 final. Again, huge congratulations to Pirates Black. Commiserations to Pirates Blue. But, you know, a very, very entertaining game on the day. And I think it signs off another brilliant season for Men's Division 2 in Floorball WA. Again, if you are interested in getting involved in floorball, please reach out to operations@floorballwa.org. Thank you for joining us and hope you've enjoyed.
No, you're good, mate. You're good.